My name is Jasper van Avit and I'm working for Avit Systems as a Director of Services. We're a company based in the Netherlands and we're a Cisco Gold Partner, actually doing all business lines of Cisco. We're implementing that for our customers, and we also have our own cloud services environment, which we actually now gonna in which we're gonna use ACI in the future, in the near future.
And as I understand it, you guys have a particular set of applications in the hospitality vertical that's taken off quite nicely, and that's where you're leveraging ACI, right? That's
right. Yeah, we have, as we call it, a cloud-connected hotel solution, which actually started as a project, and it's grown so big that we had to think about redesigning the infrastructure to be able to add more hotels to the infrastructure, which was becoming more and more complex for us. Because it started as a project and not as a service.
Right.
And now that's why we had to look at ACI to see if ACI could help us implementing new hotels more easily and managing more easily.
So I would imagine as you're rolling out some of these hotels, some of the issues that you have are, first of all, just scale, right? If you started small and it sounded like things are growing fairly rapidly, the issue of scale and how to roll things out rapidly becomes really key.
That's right, yeah. Scaling is one of the issues, but the other issue is of course security, because we have got some shared applications for those hotels, like unified communications, like Wi-Fi portals and that kind of things. But also the hotels have specific hotel applications like property management systems, like financial systems, etc.
Okay, so the whole concept of secure multi-tenancy starts to become a real big issue in this type of environment, right?
It does, yes, it does, yeah.
And so how are you leveraging ACI to deal with, I guess, both of those issues, the secure multi-tenancy as well as the scaling things out?
We use the ACI model, of course, because we want to be able to provision a hotel in a real easy and quick way.
Okay.
That's the most important thing. Yeah.
So as we look at application-centric infrastructure and some of the key tenets of it, certainly one of these is the policy model, which looks at in some ways creating like a template, so to speak, so that you're able to leverage one policy, maybe make some minor changes to it, and apply that same policy to other instances.
Yeah, that's right. That's one of the things, and the other things is that we want to be able to roll out a hotel quite easily, by the press of a button. Roll out a template on the infrastructure and with that create a new hotel in the environment.
Okay, so I guess walk us through a little bit what you saw sort of before and after. So in the before environment, when you have a new hotel to roll out, how long would it take and what kinds of things would you do? And now what are you looking at with ACI?
How long it took is difficult to say, but it took much too long. The costs were much too high to implement a new hotel in our data center. It's too complex, and there were just a few engineers who were able to do that because they knew the environment, or they know the environment exactly.
Right.
So it became more and more a risk for us to roll out new hotels and making sure that no other hotels was going off hook.
So actually that's a good word that you just came up with, risk and mitigation of that risk. So you view ACI as helping you to minimize some of the challenges or reliability issues of rolling things out rapidly.
Yeah, that's right, because we have hotels which are live, and it's a 24/7 business, so we have no real change windows. They must be very small, and it took us just too long to create a new hotel in a change window we have. So we need to be able to with the press of a button, with a template, which ACI helps us with.
Okay.
To roll out a new hotel.
Okay, so
or a new application, or a sizing issue in a hotel.
Okay, so really both availability and reliability. We're hitting all the abilities here, but these are characteristics that you found with ACI too.
That's right. Yeah, that's right. That's why we chose ACI for.
All right. So as you look at what you've experienced so far with ACI, are there some other things that you wanted to call out that you found particularly useful, or?
Now, what we are still looking at and have not implemented yet, because we're implementing the ACI infrastructure right as we speak, is also to do some self-serving portal for our customers, not only for the hotels but also for all the customers. So to be able to do some self-service things on the environment, add resources, for example. Just through a portal, which we can provide them with a login for.
Right, okay. In terms of the whole cloud environment that you're moving into, Any other thoughts just in terms of what ACI is doing and helping you to move from, I guess, the old environment into the cloud environment?
No, actually we are moving our old environment to a new data center where ACI environment is installed, and we actually use the overlay technology underneath to be able to move the applications from one data center to another. To make it really easy to migrate.
Very good.
Not have to switch off all the equipment, move to the new data center, and then switch it back on and hope everything's still working.
Right on. Okay, that's great. I think we're just about ready to wrap things up for this segment. Any other final comments you wanted the folks out there to understand?
I think what our engineers, our architects really have to think of is that if you start with ACI, you have to think the other way around, from the application of, and that's a real thing the engineers have to get used to.
Okay, so you mean just looking at the world sort of from an application standpoint. I guess that's one of the things that really ACI brings is this notion of turning things upside down. In other words, historically, you've kind of got some constraints of the network that dictate how one rolls out applications, and now we're flipping it so that the requirements of the application dictate the way the network's configured, right?
Yeah, and don't think about the configuration when you think about the solution. Just think about the application, what they need to be doing before you start configuring.
Right. Okay. Well, so I think we hit on several issues. I'm not sure we'll talk to these guys, but we'll talk to you too. We hit on several issues. One of them was certainly secure multi-tenancy. The other one was reliability. We talked, I guess, about availability as well. And then really the other thing was speed, right? The benefit of being able to roll things out in very rapid fashion.
That's right.
Okay. Jasper, thanks much for joining us.
You're welcome.
Thank you all for joining us. We'll be seeing you, talking with more customers and partners throughout the show floor here, and enjoy the rest of the show. Thanks for joining us.